The movie opens with a troubled married couple, Jesse and Gerald. Their relationship has grown cold, distant, and silently resentful. Hoping to reconnect, they drive out to a secluded lake house, far from the world, far from distractions, hoping to find the time they have lost. On their way, they encounter a stray dog on the road, chewing the flesh of a dead animal. The sight unsettles Jesse, but they continue their journey and eventually reach the quiet, empty lake house. Inside, Gerald secretly takes a strong dose of Viagra. Jesse, meanwhile, offers the same dog some fresh meat outside the house. But Gerald chases the dog away and rushes Jesse inside, leaving the front door open. As Jesse changes into her nightdress, Gerald takes another pill, then walks toward her with a strange intensity, sets his glass aside, and says he wants to try something different this time. He handcuffs her wrists to the bedposts and pushes the role play further, telling her to react as if she is being forced. At first, she tries to go along, but soon discomfort turns and she tells him to stop. Gerald becomes frustrated and snaps at her, blaming her for the decline of their marriage. His anger rises, and then, shockingly, he clutches his chest, collapses, and dies right on top of her. Jesse pushes his lifeless body off the bed, but her hands remain locked in steel cuffs. The key lies on the floor near Gerald's corpse, completely out of reach. She pulls, twists, and strains with all her strength, but the restraints do not budge. Hours pass. Silence thickens around her. Then the dog returns, the same dog she fed, hungry, smelling blood. It slowly approaches Gerald's corpse and tears a chunk of flesh from his body. Terrified, Jesse screams and tries to kick it away, but the dog does not leave. Soon she begins to hallucinate. She sees Gerald standing again, alive, cold, and accusing. He mocks her, tells her she is responsible for all of this. Another vision appears, a calmer version of Jesse herself, free from the cuffs, speaking words Jesse has buried for years. Dehydrated and weak, Jesse is reminded, through these hallucinations, that there is a glass of water on the shelf above her. With effort and careful movement, she manages to tip it toward her and drink just enough to survive. Night falls. Jesse wakes to darkness and a tall, horrifying figure standing in the corner of the room. Its face is hidden in shadow, its presence suffocating. Jesse whispers, "You're not real." The figure approaches, opening a bag filled with bones and jewelry. Still, she closes her eyes and insists, "You're not real." But Gerald's hallucination returns and says, "He isn't your imagination. That is death, waiting for you." He calls her Mouse, a name Jesse hasn't heard in years, triggering a memory she has tried to forget. Jesse remembers being 12 years old, watching a solar eclipse with her father. On that day, he crossed a line, forcing her into something deeply inappropriate. Afterwards, he blamed her, manipulated her, and made her believe no one would ever take her side. Jesse realizes a brutal truth. She married a man just like her father. Determined to survive, Jesse comes back to reality and, with no other option, she breaks the bedside glass and slices her wrist deeply. Using the blood as lubrication, she painfully pulls her hand out of the cuff. The process tears her skin open, but she frees one hand, drags the bed frame, and eventually frees the other. Exhausted, starved, and barely conscious, she collapses. When she awakens, the tall man is standing over her again. This time, Jesse confronts him. She steps closer and says, "You're just a creation of my mind." The man opens his bag again, revealing bones and rings. Jesse removes her wedding ring and drops it into the bag, symbolically letting go of everything that trapped her. She runs out, finds her car, and drives away. But the nightmare isn't over. In the rearview mirror, she sees the man sitting in her back seat. She panics, loses control, and crashes into a tree. Nearby residents hear the crash and rescue her in time. 6 months pass. Jessie pretends to remember very little of what happened that night. She uses Gerald's life insurance money to start a foundation for abused children, determined to give others the protection she never had. But the man still haunts her dreams. Then, one day, she finds an article about a serial killer, a man who steals bones and jewelry from corpses, a man whom locals call the Moonlight Man, the same figure she saw in the lake house. Police investigate and capture him, finding him with half a human ear in his bag. Jessie attends his court sentencing. When the killer sees her, he whispers, "You're not ugly. When you left that night, I was still there." Jessie walks toward him, but in her mind, he transforms into her father, then into Gerald, symbols of the chains she broke. Then she replied, "You're nothing but just a shadows I created." Then she turns, walks out of the courtroom and into the sunlight with a quiet, victorious smile. With that, the movie ends. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.